Hello and welcome to another episode of Business and Bubble Tea. Here on the podcast today, I am so excited to have with us Mauro Rubin, the CEO and founder of JoinPad, as well as the CEO and founder at CoAI. Mauro, it's fantastic to have you on Business and Bubble Tea with us today.
It's an amazing day for me and a great opportunity for me. And thanks for inviting me in this an amazing podcast.
No problem.
Thank you for joining us, Mauro. Where does your passion for AI and augmented reality come from? And is this the reason that brought you here in China?
Oh, that is an interesting question. And I started to writing code when I was 11 and in my hometown. And but in that period, in that age, nobody told me that it could become a job. So I continued to keep my passion, and after the school, I joined the army. In the army, I work in the special forces and Italian special forces as a skydiving instructor.
Wow. Okay.
And then in that moment, I had been invited to try the first VR simulator. That kind of was a very interesting experience. Then I tried the VR simulator many times, and something is starting to change in my mind. So I started to thinking, okay, maybe I should do something different. And after many years in the army, I decided to change my life again, and restarting to study to move forward. Then after many experience in Accenture, PricewaterhouseCoopers, I landed on my startup, and it's almost 14 years ago. And I was looking for a new company, an innovative company, but I didn't find that. So I decided to create by myself, focus on augmented reality and artificial intelligence.
And I guess where did this? Because obviously now you're in Shenzhen. Where did the China element come in? When did that come into play?
Oh yeah, as an entrepreneur, you can get a lot of experience, as you know. And once in some professor in Milan, after I support them during a course at the university, they asked me to if I was interested in a Chinese experience at the Jiaotong University. So it was a very short course, not that long. It's just 3 weeks about the software development. But I never been in China before, so I catch the opportunity. And in the 2016. I came in this country, and I was falling in love about the culture and the people and the ecosystem. The technology ecosystem is amazing. So for that reason, I decided to move my company here as well.
And what is it about the culture that really struck you? We have the old, we interviewed Petros, who talked a little bit. We had a little discussion about being a Laowai in China and, his passion for China. And I was just wondering, what about the culture really struck you about being here and working in augmented reality in Shenzhen?
Yeah. After the first cultural shock, of course.
Yeah.
And after, when you arrive here and you see that all your technology point of reference disappear, and you starting to understand deeply the ecosystem and how the Chinese technical ecosystem works, I was very impressed. So what I noticed that and I like it so much is the capability of the Chinese people to adapt themselves to the new technology very quickly. I was very impressed when I walking down the street in a very in a very countryside, and I noticed that a very old woman was selling vegetables using a QR code for paying. This happened in the 2016.
I know, you don't really see it in the West, do you?
Exactly. I started to think about, what about if my grandma has to understand us, to learn to use WeChat tool, for example, or Alipay, to survive. So they are definitely not interested in learn new things and say, oh, I always pay by cash. Why I have to change now? But here the people are available to learn more about the technology and adapt themselves. This is not only on the common people, but even on the corporate behavior. So the enterprise are very easy to test the new technology and to improve the process. And that is, I think, the key of the Chinese strategy. The more global Chinese strategy adoption in several markets.
And is it in this moment that you started thinking about founding CoAI?
Yeah, exactly. So I spent the last 14 years to be involved in augmented reality market sector. I remember that the first product that we presented in Las Vegas in 2011 was a smart glasses for the industrial market. So imagine that you have a machine in front of you. You don't know how to fix it, how to use it. You wear the smart glasses or use your common smartphone or tablet. And the algorithm is able to recognize the machine and provide you all the information on your field of view to fix the machine or assembling the machine. So after many years, we grow with this kind of product with several customers like Siemens, ABB, G Group, and many others. And then I started to think to the next big things. Related on my previous experience on the market, I started to design a new platform called the CoAI, which means collaborative artificial intelligence. Means that it's a particular AI scaled about some particular problem to solve in several kind of market sector, such as energy, the transportation, or manufacturing.
And what's it been like growing that in China? What's been, I guess, the new challenges that you've experienced with CoAI out in China? And has there been any change in how you've gone about with your business strategy as opposed to doing business, say, in Italy, in Milan, for example?
First of all, I think that the ecosystem here is a very, as I told you before, is very easy to adopt those kind of tests, and they have no any kind of a constraint, any kind of fear to test a new technology, and which is very good. The second point is we work on the industrial field. And China is still representing the big market in the world about this market sector. And it's very different. It's quite different in Europe, for example, or in US, where the decision chain inside the corporate is very long. So to adopt a new technology, you have to pass through several milestones and several meeting, email, and so on. Here is very practical and quick. You directly talk with the person who can take the decision and starting the project.
So would you say you get a yes/no answer very quickly as well in China?
Yeah, exactly, and that is a very key point when you're talking about innovation in technology. Otherwise, think about it. I started to sell this kind of technology in 2010, and sometime the answer from a European customer was, it seems incredible, but was this technology is too much innovative for us. It's like we are not ready to adopt this kind of technology because we have some missing point before in the digitalization process, for example.
And what do you think's been? Oh, sorry, Roberto, what were you saying?
No, I wanted to ask to understand better what is how CoAI works exactly. You mentioned some industry you work in. It's a B2B platform, right? How do you practically help?
Yeah, definitely. The customer is able to train the AI by himself. So it's a very just a website where you can drag and drop information about the several processes. You can draw your process by yourself, and then the app client can get all the new guide provided by the server, and that you are able to spread the knowledge in real time to the final end user, which means that the worker can wear the smart glasses or use the smartphone, just look at the machinery or the process, and the algorithm is able to provide the right in real time knowledge to achieve your task, and which is I think is the next big things that we will see in the next few years. We starting to hear about ChatGPT recently. Is a very hype topic right now, and ChatGPT is a great product, is a great tool, simulating the human behavior, and that is the big let me say key point in this technology. And I trust that kind of path is the right one. So you can handle a lot of data using an AI, and the AI can provide the right solution to the human being in a very quick way.
So you mentioned that it simulates the sort of human response, I guess, to language generation. We interviewed a company called Genie AI, which sort of 2 years ago, which uses OpenAI's technology and uses sort of generative technology in the same way to do natural language processing. But we've also heard about how Bing, a search engine, has used ChatGPT 3, and some of the responses have been sort of less than helpful, almost, I guess, malevolent in one sense. What do you think are, I guess, are the present challenges and, I guess, opportunity solutions for ChatGPT 3? So it maybe doesn't necessarily, I guess, threaten the person asking it the questions, or as Elon Musk himself has even commented on this.
I think it's not. We don't have to consider the AI as a threat, for sure, and we have to consider how the human being will decide to use that tool as a potential threat. Yes, of course. I have no doubt to think about that. In the next few years, maybe the 30% of the white collar task will be handled by AI, and maybe some work is going to disappear in terms of the blue collar as well.
Yep.
Okay, and that is the common evolution. But what we don't have to think is that the AI is something that can be always right. AI can be manipulated by humans, for sure, because if you change the data, it's just an algorithm, okay? It's not, even if it's very similar to human, it's just a trick, okay? So it's not a strong AI. A strong AI is able to understand themselves and perceive their presence in the environment and so on, in the ecosystem. But the ChatGPT is a great tool, but not a strong AI. So it's just a simulation. And again, is the key factor on this technology is how we perceive this AI. We perceive this AI as an entity, and that is
we're not expecting a Skynet level attack anytime soon from it, I guess.
Yeah, we should not. But again, yesterday I read about an AI drone military jet for 70 hours for the first time in the history. I don't think it is the right things. I mean, when we take the common flight, intercontinental flight, okay, the pilot is used to drive, to steer the airplane just for 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
Yep.
The rest of the trip is in charge of the AI, and we already put our lives in that kind of thing. So for these things, for this reason, again, AI is a tool. Is not something that you can apply to the army and market sector. Yes, it makes tools more accurate and weapon more accurate, but always the human decide what.
Amazing.
That's really interesting.
And I just have, I guess, we have one final question, and I just want to turn back to your journey, your ongoing journey in China, and I want to ask, like, what do you think has been, I guess, a key to your success? As an Italian in China, growing CoAI out here. And what would you advise to other would-be sort of tech entrepreneurs looking at China, I guess, being not from China?
Yeah. Well, first of all, one of the most big reason I moved here is here there is more capitals, for sure. So there are compared to Europe, for example.
Yep.
So it's very easy to get money here, but you need a business partner, a local business partner, because the Chinese culture is very deep and is not easy to understand at the beginning. So it's very easy to do some mistakes, doing mistakes at the beginning. I did all the mistakes that I can.
Fantastic.
So definitely, I did several joint venture before with the wrong business partner, and now I'm starting after 8 years. I'm starting to understand better the environment, and I'm still learning, of course, because. Yep. It's very hard. So the biggest suggestion that I want to share is don't think to move in China and doing business like you are in San Francisco, for example, where you sit 50 minutes, talk with others and say, what I need, what do you need? That's a deal. It doesn't work in this way. Here, the business partner is based in, and the business is based on the friendship and the guanxi, which means, your network. And so you have to talk with the people, open yourself, go to the dinner, be drunk possibly, and
have the bye, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. It's an interesting thing because at the beginning I was thinking I just misunderstood the way to the alcohol culture here in China. It's okay, they love the alcohol, that's it. No, it is a quick way to drop your mask, and show your as you are in the truth.
Yep.
So it's very appreciable. It's very appreciated by the local when you accept this kind of thing.
At the end, business partners become kind of friends in their culture, but drinking together.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing is there is no private life and business life here. So everything is the same. So when you are, especially for the foreign, when you are a friend on the WeChat, it means that you started a process, a friendship process, which means not just talking about business. Don't talk about the business at the beginning.
Yep.
Is really impolite. And then you have to grow your friendship and your business together. And so that was very, very hard at the beginning as a European to understand, because our private life is a private and
separate.
Different.
Don't mix business and pleasure.
Exactly. But I think that I appreciate a lot this kind of aspect in this culture.
Well, Mauro, that's all we've got time for today, but thank you so much for joining us on Business and Bubble Tea. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for you guys. It was a great experience. I like to talk with you, and I hope to see you again. See you around.
Thank you, Mauro.
Thanks, absolutely.